Finally, the sun is out. Getting some juice. This is what happens when the sun comes out. See, it's just at the freezing mark right now. But I had the fire going this morning because it was cold. And now, as you can see, 29 degrees Celsius in here because the sun's sitting on the camper, plus the heat from the wood stove. I'm going to let that thing go out because it is, woo! And don't get me wrong, I like the heat, but not 30 degrees Celsius heat. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great holiday, ate some good food, got some nice gifts. Speaking of gifts, let me show you. So since I moved in here almost 4 years ago, usually every year for Christmas, I get at least something that pertains to off-grid living. So a couple of years ago for Christmas, I got the Mr. Buddy heater. It's just a regular size heater. That has been absolutely great for heating this place up quickly when the fire goes out. Love it. It's actually more efficient than the furnace. Speaking of the furnace, let me get back to that later. Another thing that I got for Christmas a few years ago that has been super helpful is the stove fan. It makes a huge difference having a fan on top of your stove. If you don't have one, your heat is literally just going to sit in one area. That helps push the heat from here down the hall into the bedroom. Yeah, that's definitely been a really great gift since living this lifestyle. Speaking of the wood stove, here's another one. This thing here, it's just like a magnetic thermometer, I guess. You just stick it on your chimney pipe about 18 inches or so up from the stove. And it kind of lets you know where you're sitting. You know, if you have the heat in the middle, that's the best combustion. If you have it above 450 degrees, you can see here it's telling you it's too hot. Kind of runs the risk of giving you a chimney fire. Right now, we're at the level where it's telling you, yeah, you're probably going to get creosote. But I can't really help it. I'm trying to let the fire go out. It is way too hot in here. Another gift that I got a couple years ago that I absolutely love is this Scentsy Go. I don't know. Most of you have maybe heard of Scentsy. Normally they have plug-in warmers, but we don't have electricity here, obviously, so this will work. It's just got a thing that you can charge by USB. This opens up and you can plug it in. This one's fully charged, so let me just actually try to open this up. Anyway, when you get the lid off, you can see in here there are these Scentsy pods, and they smell delicious. I guess it depends on what scent you go with. This one is Blue Grotto. It smells amazing. There's a fan in here, so when you turn this thing on, which I will show you, here's the fan button. Turn it on. I don't know if you can see or hear, but the fan in there is going. So obviously when you have these little pods in here, it's pushing the scent up. There's also this, a colored light. So I just have it set to change colors. It'll go from, oh geez, white to blue maybe, to green, red, pink, purple, every color you can imagine. And if you want it on one solid color, you can get it to do that too. Actually, it might be right now. And this here, actually, no, it's turning green. Anyway, yeah, that's something that's really great for a small space when you just need a little bit of a nice smell. Let me show you another thing that I have from Scentsy that's kind of similar to this one. So here's another Scentsy fan diffuser. It just has like a little USB cord on it. It needs to be plugged in to work. I bought this for myself actually this year. So I just plug it into a power bank. I have it plugged in there. Now you can see the little fan turning. Or maybe you can't, but you might be able to hear it. I have another Scentsy pod. This one's called Just Breathe. It's pretty strong, but it's great for like in a bathroom or a small space like that. And you just simply, wrong way, set it like this in the fan. And yeah, it disperses the smell and it smells amazing. And then I have this. It's actually meant for like a tea light warmer. It's a little, what do you call this thing? Cast iron pan. And you can really just set it on the stove since it's hot. And that will melt the wax. This is actually blueberry cheesecake scent. It smells amazing, let me tell you. While I'm on the subject of super girly off-grid gifts, This is one I was pretty excited about. It's a hair straightener. It's 100% cordless. So basically you just plug it in to charge it up, and the batteries inside of here are good for 45 minutes of use. And of course it doesn't take you that long to straighten your hair, or I would hope it doesn't. But yeah, turn the power on. So it gets as hot as 450 degrees, and right now it's just showing you when it's starting up where it's at. Like right now it's at 122 degrees Fahrenheit and rising. So it will get to 450 degrees max. If you want it to, of course, there is plus and minus buttons here. Anyway, this is one of my favorite off-grid gifts. I have to get up at 5 a.m. to go to work, and I don't want to turn on a generator to straighten my hair. So this has been great. I don't want to wake up neighbors, and I'm not going to by using this. Yeah, if anybody has an interest in this at all, it is called Lunata. So there's a website, I think lunatabeauty.com maybe. But this is one of the better ones because, like I said, it does get to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and now that I've bored all of the men watching this video, what do we have here? Another solar-powered motion sensor security light. You can never have too many of these. There's no electricity here and there's no street lights, so I plan on putting a ton of these outside at some point. This one I think I'm going to put on this big pine tree here. Probably, well, as high as I can reach by standing on the top of the ladder, but that's kind of gonna help light up this area when you're out around your vehicles. But yeah, I have a couple motion sensor lights already. This one up here, of course, has been there forever. And I do have one at the back of the camper as well. The awesome thing about this is that the solar panel that comes with it, it has quite a long cord. So you can see I have one of these, actually this exact same one, on the other side of the camper. And I have the solar panel hooked up over on this side because this is the side that gets sun. And I have the cord to the light just running underneath the roof here. So let me show you on the other side. Yeah, so here's the other sensor light at the back side of the camper. You can kind of see the cord is wrapped around. I'd probably say it's 9, 10 foot, maybe even longer, maybe 12 foot long. But it's back here so that when you're messing with the water in the summer, it gets turned on right away. And actually when the cats come out on the catio, it sets it off too. And I just noticed, is this thing bent? Or was it always... Oh, it was bent. I might have to get up there and tighten that. Or do I want it facing down more? Anyway, I think you can change the sensitivity of the motion detection under here. These little knobs. I believe that's what they're for. I can't really see. I need a ladder. Now this wasn't exactly a Christmas gift, but it felt like Christmas when I got it. Pretty excited for this. This thing holds 274 US gallons. I'm pretty sure 4 or 5 of those barrels, water barrels that I have, would fit into this thing right here. So it holds a lot of water, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna have to do less trips, less water fill-ups this summer. Still undecided of what I'm gonna do with it. I'd love to have it, you know, a complete gravity-fed system, but I'm obviously gonna need some kind of heavy-duty something or other to set this thing on if I want to fill it with water and have it be higher than my water tank in the camper. You've got your hose up here. This is like an adapter for the end here. This screws on, and then of course you can put your hose on the end. Oh yeah, it's a little, no, it's not frozen actually. This is open, this is closed. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this thing. But like I said, I'm not sure. I'd love to have it elevated so once it's full I can just do the whole gravity fed system that I've kind of been doing, but I'm not sure yet how that's gonna work because it's heavy as it is, and then you fill basically put 1,040 liters of water in there, and I wouldn't know what it would weigh, but it would be a lot. Alright, and last thing we got here, a 12-volt heated blanket. I'm pretty pumped to try this. So this is not mine. I didn't receive this as a gift, but I did want to test it out with you guys here and see how it fares. Wow, I've got it all opened up. It's a pretty nice sized blanket, really. And it has a little control here. So focus. Hello? There we go. Your power button, 45-minute timer. I don't know if it just, I'll have to read the instructions. It might just set automatically to that as a safety precaution. But you've got your low, medium, high heat. Let's plug this thing in and see what it does. So we got this 12-volt plug here running out to the batteries. Alright, as soon as I plugged it in, that little red light came on. And all 3 lights came on here in the beginning when I first plugged it in. I'll just try to move this a little bit to show you. See? When you first plug it in, it does that. So now, power. So it's set to medium heat already. So I'm guessing it's just firing on now. Let's see here. Yeah, there's actually more information on Amazon under the product itself than there is here, because it really just comes with this card in the bag. But it does say it takes 45 watts. Where did I see that? 45 watt fast heat up. 45-minute auto off safety timer. 3-level heat control. Provide additional heating choice and comfort. So I'm going to guess it's going to be really great for if you want to heat up your bed. Just throwing it in under your blankets and putting the heat on and letting it heat up your bed, and then, I mean, geez, if you fell asleep, you wouldn't have to worry. 45 minutes later, it would shut off anyway. Alright, I've had this thing kind of balled up over here and had it set for a little while. You can definitely feel the heat coming from the blanket, and I'm sure if you were laying underneath of it, it would definitely keep you warm. Right now I have it on high, and it doesn't get hot or anything, which I'm sure you wouldn't want it to anyway. But it's definitely warm, and it's also kind of hard to really feel the warmth of this thing because it's so hot in here as it is. But it's definitely something I would want to test out on a cold evening, I guess. Do you guys feel that? Do you feel that? That's heat, Ramsey. Heat from the furnace. Yeah, I have no idea, but the furnace has been working again. I don't know if it's just a fluke or if I had something to do with it, but I'll show you what I did. Now, I remember when I first got this camper, I was having trouble getting the furnace to work, and I read online to move this thing slowly back and forth, when this thing was off, of course. Something about dirty terminals. Does that sound right to anybody? Please let me know, because I don't even know if that did anything at all. But I slowly moved this back and forth, fired it on again. I also came outside, opened this up. Let me see here. And I cleaned a little bit. There was dust, there was the start of a hornet's nest up in here. I cleaned everything as much as I could, and I shut this off and turned it back on again. I don't know, it's been working ever since. There's still heat. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I don't know if it's any of the things that I tried that made it work again, or if it just decided You know what? Merry Christmas, girl. We're gonna give you heat. I have no idea, but it's working. Super pumped. I think maybe it just was off for too long, don't you, Ramsey? Do you think maybe the furnace was just off for too long and now it's gonna work again? And maybe next summer I should turn it on every once in a while so it doesn't do this every time I want to get heat? Hello? Here's a little tip. If you want your camper smelling real nice, get a couple of these auto vent sticks and stick them on your furnace vents. And then when the heat comes on, blows air out, you're gonna get that smell. Just a little tip.